Like the Pied Piper led rats through the streets, we danced like marionettes swaying to the symphony of destruction. Welcome to another episode of the Boxing Asylum Nuthouse, number 647 to be specific. You can catch us every Sunday, 8 o'clock in the UK, 12 o'clock Pacific time in the United States, or what once was the United States. And you can also join us at patreon.com/backslash boxing asylum for more of the fun, the Boxing Nutters Messenger group, and all of that good stuff that's going on there. And we are still apparently a member of the Sports Social Network. So hooray for that. Thanks for having us still, guys. But we're here to talk a fun week of boxing. We had a few decent fights and a few fights as well. We'll get into the game being changed with Zuffa boxing later on, but we're going to kick it off and 135-pound title contest that I thoroughly enjoyed. I thought it was fought at a very high level. Raymond Muratalla getting a unanimous decision with one really stupid scorecard over Andy Cruz in what was a truly enjoyable fight. The first round I thought that Cruz was probably going to make Muratalla look stupid for the first 6 rounds, for lack of a better word. And then Muratalla would have to turn it on late and maybe get the stoppage to get the win. And, partially right. He did turn it on and definitely won the back half of the fight. But in that first round, I thought Cruz had his number. He was being clever. He backed him up with a jab, then threw a right hand, which put Muratalla into a specific position, and then he just doubled it up. Did that a couple of times. Was really gave him fits. But then it was just so interesting. It was basically give and take round by round. One guy gets one, the other guy takes the next round. And it was real back and forth until about the last 3 rounds, which I think Muratalla might have swept those last three, or maybe he just got the last two. But whatever he did, I think I had it 115, 113 at the end of the day. And it was a truly entertaining fight. Not like a fight of the year, bust him up, rock 'em, sock 'em robots kind of fight, but what was a fight of two skilled guys with far different styles, and just seeing them try to make little changes along the way and to try to get a one up on the other guy. I again, just not a fight of the year kind of thing, but I think if you really love the sweet science, there was a lot to enjoy in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It was just high level, and that's what we like. Both guys they had their game plans. They were both skilled. I think you already summed all that up. I think the only way I could think that we got that 118 scorecard was because he was just scoring, because Muratalla was the guy going forward most of the fight.
And he had the bigger crowd behind him too.
He just looked like, and I think the announcers say it, and if you've ever watched one boxing match, you know how it is. Effective aggression. He had that more. He looked like he was more in charge at times than Cruz did. Because Cruz never really come forward. And he just always kind of went back a little bit. Muratalla looked like he was pushing the fight. He was for the most part. And I think that's the only way I could give that guy the 118 card, is he just assumed. He gave Muratalla too much credit for coming forward, because it wasn't like he was landing these huge shots. But Cruz, I forgot when I watched this fight, this was only his 7th fight. And he might have bit off more than he can chew. Because Muratalla said that. I mean, they all kind of thought that. I think his whole corner was, I don't think he's ready for this. And he wasn't. Muratalla, I think your scorecard's right. 115, 113. I've got no problem with that. The draw, there's no problem with that. If you'd have gave Cruz the fight, I don't think anybody can sit here and bitch and say if you gave Cruz the win.
As long as it was tight, like 115 1, like I really thought that the margins of this fight was honestly like 115 113 to the other way around, with a lean towards Muratalla.
The 118 shit was, simply put, I think more of that guy. That's what he likes. I don't think it was, there's no corruption or none of that shit. That 118, that's just what he likes. He likes the guy on the front foot who looked like he was making the fight, and that's how he scored it. It's simple as that. It wasn't, oh, he was a homer and he's going for there's nothing like that. That's the style he wanted. Cruz should have forced the fight a little bit more at times, but he didn't. and maybe he doesn't have that style in him. Maybe Muratalla hurt him a little bit, and he was leery to kind of open up as much. I don't know. He just did not want to push the fight and put Muratalla on the back foot. And hell, maybe he couldn't. We always say that why a fighter doesn't do this and that. Well, we kind of forget sometimes the other guy might not allow him to do it. I mean, sometimes everybody's like, why don't you change your game plan, or why don't you do something different? Sometimes you can't if the other guy is just not allowing it. And Muratalla was active. He was enforcing kind of the way he wanted to do it. And that's a good win for him because he was the underdog in this fight. Muratalla wasn't supposed to win
as the defending champion. Yeah,
he was not supposed to win this fight at all.
I thought those odds were fair too. I mean, Andy Cruz is an incredibly skilled fighter.
I mean, he's the home network fighter. He's got everybody behind him. He's the medalist. He's got it all for him. Muratalla I think he's more of a hardcore type guy. We know him, but he's not a mainstream guy. I think he was set up to lose, and then they were going to let Cruz have that belt for a little bit. He probably would have got the Schofield fight next, is where Cruz would have went.
Well, yeah, it's funny as they said that Muratalla preferred the Schofield.
He did. I heard him.
I'm like, I think you're fucking nuts, man.
I think Schofield probably outboxed him though.
I'll tell you what, I know triangle theories don't work in boxing, but as far as it goes, I remember Muratalla struggling mightily with Tevin Farmer, and I remember Floyd Schofield fucking eliminating him in a round.
Well, like you said, 10 guys can beat 10 guys, but everybody can beat everybody on a certain night, and like skills matter, certain styles matter. Schofield just might have a different, because Cruz, maybe I shouldn't expected more out of Cruz. I just thought he could have done more, and
12 round distance is a thing. Yeah, man. Like that's
you've only had 6 fights, and like the announcer said, he hasn't had to work really hard in any of his fights. They've been, I wouldn't say easy, but he hasn't had to put that max effort to get to 6-0. Because when Lomachenko was getting his title shot so early, he had fought some pretty damn good guys in the first few fights.
Well, no, he fought Salido.
Yeah, so I'm saying he beat a good champ. I mean, it's a different level. That just shows again how good Lomachenko was to step up the way he did. Cruz has fought a couple of decent guys, but nobody at Muratalla's level, and he wasn't ready for it. Now, we're not going to see a rematch. There's no way.
No, they're going totally different.
Muratalla could give. I think Muratalla will probably go Schofield, since, like you said, that's who he wanted anyway. Or he might sit back and wait to see who wins the Shakur fight. Maybe they tried. I don't think they can really work that out. They might be able to work that. He was there last night, wasn't he? Or no, he was at the Zuffa shit.
I think, yeah.
He was somewhere. He was somewhere. I don't know where the hell he was. He was somewhere.
Wasn't at the gym.
Yeah, he was. Oh, yeah, he was not. That's what got me was you rarely see guys in a huge fight going out on the town at that early. I mean, when you get so close. So that I don't know if that's going to mean anything or not. Probably not, but it's still, you don't see it that much.
Yeah, and
unless you're Daniel DeWad, you just party the same day.
Fucking stupid. Yeah, I don't know necessarily where they go from here. Obviously, Muratalla and Schofield is a chance. Cruz had kind of mentioned that he could even capably go down in weight, but we'll see. But I'll tell you what, like Cruz, the struggle with him getting 12, like it's different. Trying to pace yourself and things like that, and it's. This one of those just things where just the promoters and the sport has just screwed itself and its fighters in a way. Is that used to be that I think they used to have eliminators were consistently at 12 rounds. So you want to go a 12-round championship distance. The eliminator is 12 rounds. That made sense. I think maybe even some of those USBA fights that were 12ers. But the fact that they don't do that anymore and they're just 10 rounders, and even going as far as making that fucking interim fight between Christian and Billy and Lester Martinez, a 10 rounder, like it's getting beyond ridiculous. And again, I think that they're just screwing over fighters like Andy Cruz because they're just making them jump up into that. There probably should have been a step which was before Muratalla, which was a 12-round fight.
He should have fought Schofield.
Oh God.
To earn like
that's a rough eliminator.
Like, let's see this. I'm looking at the ranking. Let's say Muratalla goes the Apataya route. So he would probably pick Magsayo, and Lucas Body would be his. I mean, if you look at the people in the IBF rankings, once you get past Schofield, there's nobody that's going to give Muratalla a shot. I mean, Albert Bell.
Albert Bell might. But there's got to be
Joe Cordina's 8th. You've got some
No.
Russian. You got a couple of Russian dudes. You got Padley. There's nothing there once you get past Schofield. So I'm thinking he might have one easy defense, or he's probably going to go into a like Abdullah Mason's the WBO. I want to say he's either going to try to go for Stevenson or maybe Mason, but he'll probably, I mean, I don't know what he's going to do. He's got options, but if he doesn't unite or try to fight another champion, these are just waste of time defenses. There's nobody that's going to really challenge him.
Yeah, but I mean, there's plenty of talent. It just depends on what side of the street they're at, and it's just they're doing weird shit with that. Like, if you go more sanctioning body nonsense, going back to the Ashaki Foster and what's his fucking name? I already forgot his damn name. Just happened. You know what I'm talking about. Like Stephen Fulton.
Yeah.
Stephen Fulton. Like that fight, they're like, oh, Fulton didn't make weight. We'll make it for an interim 135
at a lower weight. Or that was
like okay. And so I mean, I guess that would mean that Shaki Foster is there. I mean, they don't care. They'll unify an interim with a regular belt. Nobody gives a fuck.
But I like how the IBF did make him fight Cruz though, because you said, they were trying to sign the contract with Schofield. They were trying to bypass him. But now looking back, hell, they're glad they fought him. And sometimes you just gotta sometimes it worked out for them because he could have lost it. Now him beating Cruz, he's going to demand a bigger payday. He's got more of a name now because there was a lot of people thought Cruz was. I wouldn't say he was just going to destroy him, but he was going to take care of business. Maybe knock him out late. This was not going to be a close fight, and Cruz obviously. I'm going to sound like a broken record. He wasn't ready for this. I think people underestimated Muratalla and they overrated Cruz a little bit coming into this fight. Is what happened. I think it's exactly what happened because look at the odds. I mean, the odds was a whitewash.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, he was paying what -250 or
I thought it was like 4-1. So
I think Muratalla was like paying basically 5-2 +2.
Okay, that's not bad. I thought it was a little bit. I thought it was like 5-1 or something.
It's a little bit narrower than I think that Shakur is a favor over Teo. Actually, believe it or not.
Well, Muratalla showed too that you can have a bad fight and it doesn't hurt your career either because he looked like absolute, like you said, versus Tevin Farmer, he looked like shit.
Yeah, that was a bad fight. He was lucky to get that one. He was
extremely lucky. He looked. Actually, I think he probably could have lost that fight in some people's eyes. Well, not Tevin Farmer's eyes would have probably missed the scorecard.
Well, maybe one of them.
One of them would have called it.
Yeah, and that's to go further down the card in the fight. I'll tell you, for anyone who hasn't watched this fight, just listen to our commentary or our summary of it and avoid it for the love of God. Khalil Ko versus Jesse Hart was shit.
Khalil Ko might be my most hated fighter right now. He is a piece.
What a douche
of crap. I mean, he missed weight by 8 pounds.
Yep.
Not even 8 ounces, 8 pounds, which for
if it was any other weight class besides fucking heavyweight or light heavyweight, he would have jumped 2 fucking weight classes, really,
175, and he's not like he's this massive 6'5" guy trying to squeeze down to light heavyweight.
Nah, he's squat. He's a tight build.
And I thought Jesse Hart, I don't think Khalil Ko won that fight.
I thought it was a draw at worst for Hart. I really did.
Ko threw him down. Ko's just a little bitch. He's a little bitch. He acts like he's more than he is when I don't know how they're still putting him on cards. He got knocked out by a guy who moved up, who used to be a 140 fighter, stopped him, beat the shit out of him. Now he's fighting and no offense to Jesse Hart. Jesse Hart, if you look up hard ass professional workman, that's the man you're going to see.
Yeah, he's a gatekeeper.
He is like, I think he's he's like a Gabe Rosado. They're the same guys. You're not really going to knock them out. They're going to make you work. They're not going to beat any of the good guys, but you're going to have to bust your ass to beat them.
Yes.
And I thought he beat Ko, and Ko is waiting to get knocked out again. I mean, 8 pounds. Where does he go from here? He might as well move up to cruiserweight because if you're missing by that much weight, the 175 division, you've already got your ass beat once. he's not going to beat any of the 175 guys. Coe is just a man going nowhere. I can't believe that Eddie Hearn, they're still even bringing him out. He must have some kind of, it must be a contract where Hearn has to give him a fight, because I can't see Coe doesn't sell tickets. He brings nothing to the table. So Hearn must have some kind of obligation where he has to like finish the contract out, because there's no way Eddie Hearn would deal with. I mean, he doesn't bring anything to him. There's no point of Coe. Nothing.
They must see something in him that makes him think that he's just that he can do it. But whatever it is, he's too reluctant to throw the fucking punches.
Well,
he's looking for the perfect shot all the time. He literally only threw just over 14 punches around last night. How did he win that fucking fight?
I think Coe's connection with Shakur Stevenson, because they're all Newark guys. So I think that's why he's still hanging around, because I think him and Shakur are still buddies, because they're both from Newark. So and that top prospect that fought last night, he's from Newark. I think it's a connection there. Is the only reason he is like kept around. Maybe that's like he's Shakur's buddy, and Shakur, like, to keep Shakur happy, they gotta keep him around. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is like a favor for Shakur. Hey, we'll keep you happy by letting your buddy get on some of these cards, and we'll let him do something, because that's where Shakur was last night. He was at that fight, and that's what it is. I'm more I think about it, this is just like you keep me happy and let my buddy fight, because there was like 3 Newark guys on that card. So I think that might be part of
it. Yeah, that might be, and
it makes sense. I mean, I can't see other reason to keep that asshole around. He's going to get knocked out. I'm just waiting for him to get destroyed. That just the way he missed weight by 8 pounds. And then he had the nerve to talk shit during the weigh-in and act like he was this big superstar. You missed by 8 pounds. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm very unimpressed with him. Also, I was pretty unimpressed with Israel Madrimov last night too, coming back. Yeah, he's injury apparently has some lung issues or some shit going on, but
he should have never come back. They said he had 9 injuries.
Some shit.
Why did he fight last night? That couldn't have helped his body to go to 10 rounds with some random Dominican guy. I think they said that he had at least 3 or 4 things that are really bad issues. But he was like, I just have to fight through it. Maybe you should stay out a little bit longer. If you're that bad of health, you probably shouldn't be fighting.
Well, and it's just, as far as it goes, I mean, you went the distance with a guy who had been knocked out at 140 pounds, and he didn't look good, so he really needs to see if his health can get through it. I mean, it's not saying, I mean, he still went the 10-round distance with a capable enough fighter, I think, but ultimately it's not the level that he wants to fight at.
He can't fight at that level right now. From what we saw yesterday, if he is still in that shape, he does not need to be near that level. They need to get him a couple of easy fights to get his body back, because he's not going to be any of the top guys looking like that. And if he's in bad shape, they're going to stop him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was not pretty for Madrimov, so I don't know. Back to the drawing board he goes. I thought Omari Jones looked good. That was an enjoyable enough performance, even though he went to a decision. I just think he gets a little too, I don't want to say jab happy, because it's important to jab quite a bit, but if you're always jabbing, you're going to end up getting caught over the top if, you're facing a guy that can time you all right. And that's, it happened a few times for him. And I just thought if he would have just thrown a right hand instead of a jab here and there, he probably would have gotten his opponent out of there. But
that was an awkward dude, though, because he was so much shorter than he was. He was a short guy that could take shots, and that was going to be a tricky fight for him. He just had a hard time with that little dude. The best way I can put it. I don't think I've ever seen that guy fight before. I don't remember seeing him fight before. But yeah, he was just a little guy, and he had a hard time. Just, I guess rounds are rounds. I don't know how you want to put it, but he needs to be putting those guys out. He don't need to be going, even though it was just 6 rounds, he still need to go the distance with those guys. You might be on mute, man, because I don't hear nothing from you.
Oh, I was. Yeah.
Like I said, he don't need to go 6 with those guys on it. That's just I know people say it's good to get rounds, but sometimes you have a short life career. Don't be wasting rounds on some dudes.
Yeah, you need to have more in your toolbox, to be able to get some of these guys out of there. You can't keep going back to the same well over and over again, and that seemed to be what he did. And yeah, and that's I don't. I think I might have watched the Zaquin Moses fight, but I don't remember particularly. Honestly, other than the main event, this is a pretty underwhelming card from DAZN.
It was a weak card. I mean, the main event and like I said, it wasn't a world beater, but it saved the fact that the card really wasn't. I mean, we had to watch Majimov hobble around for 10 rounds. Moses, I wouldn't say he struggled, but it wasn't like he had an easy effort in his fight. You saw Jones go 6 BS rounds. It wasn't the shining moment card. Then we had bullshit Code go 10 rounds. I would have hated to have to pay tickets for that. I'd have been pissed. If I'd have been sitting in the crowd, I had to pay for that. All because every fight pretty much went the distance. That would have been a long night.
Yeah, that would have been a very long night. And that was the night at the Meta Apex in Las Vegas for the first Zuffa boxing card, which was I guess there was a
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
You're
I got
fine.
this moment in my head that I got to say. This guy was talking one day, and you remember when Don King used to do like those 12 fight cards, and they were all for like world titles, and they was like crazy ass long cards.
Oh
When
yeah,
him and his buddy went to it, they were 12 fights. They were like, oh man, these are like a bunch of heavyweights. So they were diehards like us. So they were there like at 3. They were going to watch every fight. Every fight went 12 rounds. They didn't get done to like 1 o'clock. They were there for like 12 hours in that
that's
arena.
fucking painful.
In that arena, every fight went 12 rounds. They said I had to think about that, how long cards. I don't know what that'd have been a long ass night. So you got drunk, then you got hungover, then you got drunk again, like 3 different times.
That's a rough fucking day. That's like pre Uber where it was more difficult to get a ride somewhere.
You were stuck. They were stuck. It was the Don King where he had every guy that fought for him, but every fight was a world title. So you had like Corey Spinks. God knows that would have took that fight would have felt like 6 hours.
That was definitely a 12 rounder.
And that would have felt like 6 hours, just his fight. So it was a long, long day.
Yeah, and there was a couple of stoppages on this card, but my God, the main event, Callum Walsh got dropped by Carlos Ocampo. I got to be honest with you, people. I decided to go to bed after the Kane Sandoval fight, which I thought was decent enough. I can't get excited for Callum Walsh. I know he has the ceiling. It's rapidly coming. He's not that fucking dynamic. He has defensive flaws. It's just a matter of time. Why Dana White has put him as like the centerpiece of his boxing venture is just fucking beyond me. But he got dropped along the way. Okay,
Hell, he's been the centerpiece for like 5 years.
yeah, headlining those fucking all those cards on the UFC.
I don't know why he pushes him. And then he went back to like the 1990s white guy dyed blonde hair look, which made no sense to go back to the Slim Shady look. I don't know what he's doing with that. Nothing worked out for him last night. Let's say that the haircut, everything was jacked up.
No, I mean he's only 24, so I mean I guess there's time, but I don't see it. I think he's kind of your run of the mill, decent enough puncher, but he just doesn't have many tricks. Doesn't have much of a jab.
Yeah, there's no, as I think Rob said, there's no special effects with Callum Walsh. This is basic stuff. Ocampo, you've shown with Ocampo. Yeah, he had a battle with Fundora, but you don't need to go the distance with Ocampo if you're that next click in a way. And so Ocampo didn't do a damn thing. He didn't do shit. He was just there. He was Ocampo, yes, showed last night that I'm tough, but he didn't show anything else. He was there to be knocked out. It was there for him. And when Walsh landed his, I think it was Andre Ward said he's not knocking this guy out because Walsh landed his 3 or 4 best Sunday punches and didn't even shake him. That was it. I knew that fight was going 10 rounds. I'm like you. I had it in the little corner of the TV, but I knew it was going to go 10. When you land your best shots in the first 2 rounds and the other guy who has no chin takes them, that's it. You're going 10.
Yeah, and depending on the fighter that took your punches, if they can walk you down and they have a bit of pop themselves, they can mentally break you. That's just part of the equation. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with Callum Walsh, but he's got a limited time as a headliner, I would imagine. The co-headlining King Sandoval against Julian Rodriguez was a pretty good fight. Um, Julian Rodriguez was definitely came to fight. He did a little bit more off the back foot, but he was really he did a lot of clever stuff, and he's on a good run, back to back wins. He beat Avius Griffin in his fight prior to this one, who was a very touted prospect. So it's not a bad win at all here for him. I thought that Sandoval did a fairly okay job coming forward at times, but he was just getting lit up by a guy who was just sharper than he was. That's the only way I could really describe it.
That's
Is
it.
that Rodriguez is just sharper than he is.
Hell, I didn't know who was who for the first 4 rounds because I didn't. Honestly, I was kind of. I had it in the half and half on the screen. And I was kind of doing some other shit, and for a while, I didn't know who the hell was who. So at the end of the fight, I was like, "Oh shit, that guy won." I thought the other dude was winning. It was him. So I didn't pay attention. The black and white trunks threw me off. I really wouldn't. As soon as I saw that, the first thing I thought was, "Fuck me, this is not UFC. We're not now. We're getting into too corporate shit where you have to wear their type." Only thing they let you have was, I think you got to choose your own gloves, maybe. But now I don't like that shit.
I was unimpressed
because you're taking away a guy like he can't put the sponsors. Really, I mean, you're taking away the guys. If Zuffa, I've kind of thought that they were going to come out with a little bit more, but it shows they don't have a lot right now to show. That's the point. A lot of people were underwhelmed by the card. Think about it. Pro Box is better than this last night. The problem with Zuffa is they don't have a deep roster at this moment to have a big flashy start off. I guess I don't know why that this Callum Walsh headlining versus the Body Ocampo, and I mean it was and the prospects, they kept, the announcers, of course, are going to build them up like this was the 4 Olympic team or whatever coming out the debut. I was not impressed with any of the prospects that they had last night.
I like Merriweather. I think he has the highest.
Maybe, but it was a weak debut. Let's put it that way. It's not the worst we've ever seen, but it felt like an ESPN Friday night or Tuesday night fight card. That's exactly what it was.
At best.
It was not even a Saturday night card. I was waiting for, hey, it was a flashback, though, because I kept thinking this is like Tuesday night fights, and we had Max Kellerman and Joe Tessitore. So if Teddy Atlas had showed up, then we fuck had it all for the throwback old school ESPN shit.
Considering how they broke Max and turned him into a company man, I don't think Teddy would be able to deal with that.
And here's the problem with Max. If he did not shut the fuck up about the left-hand southpaw thing, did you get that? It was like 4 rounds, and finally, Andre Ward, I could tell Andre Ward was like, shut the fuck. I've already explained this to you 5 times why he's doing this. Do not ask me again. Max waited to a commercial break, come back, and started again. And even the Tessitore guy was like trying to move on from this questioning. He went at least 3 rounds about the southpaw shit. Fuck, Max, you're better than that. Give Andre Ward a hard question. Ask him why he's doing something with his elbow. I don't give a shit what you asked him. But he was just like, he had nothing to say. Callum Walsh sucked, and he was running out of shit to say because he would not stop. That was getting on I turned it on mute. I said, I cannot hear this shit anymore. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody that watched that fight, I had to mute it. It got so annoying.
Yeah, there's a reason I bailed out before the.
And then Andre Ward gave the smug, smart ass answer, which was funny. Well, some guys just have the talent; they can do what they want to do. And that wasn't Callum Walsh, though. Callum Walsh doesn't have that kind of ability to go against it. But Andre Ward was talking about himself. You can do what the hell you want to do if you're good enough. You don't have to go to the Kellerman textbook fight foot, how you put your foot on the outside, and you're not supposed to go towards the lead hand. Andre Ward made a good point. If you're good, you're good. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. You could come out with your hands down like Roy Jones if you're good enough. But yeah, that was just annoying as hell. But the whole card was just, it started with the same damn basic trunks, which pissed me off for some reason because I just don't like UFC. And it just seemed so corporate last night. Everybody in the corner had to wear the same damn hat, the same shirt. It was too corporate for me. I did not enjoy it at all.
Dana White's a control freak. That's all there is to it. He's an absolute fucking control freak. And hopefully him and Turkey clash, and that'll be the fucking end of that. That car, my fucking God, it just is just garbage lately. And at least there's some good fights coming up, but as far as it goes, that was just pure bummer.
The last couple of weeks haven't been, well, this is, this time of the year, we don't get much anyway. So there's no point of, this is not an anti-bitching about boxing cards. We don't get shit during this time anyway, really.
A lot of times, no. Yeah.
So we never have gotten many big cards, but now I think, like you said, next week is we're starting to pick up the pace a little bit now.
Yeah, I wonder if Robert has are coming in right to get going on this, but I could deal with a short show today. Maybe it's a stressful time over here, a little bit fucking emotionally, spiritually.
Well, we're in the middle of a freaking ice storm, and I've got 4 inches of ice outside right now, so I can't even leave the house, and I'm half crippled. So yeah, I'm not worried about an early show either. This is it fucking sucks, and had a good week at the school though. I had a couple of good kids, but
that's good.
Man, yeah.
There's a little bit going on here. Needless to say, we obviously have the big Teo and Shakur fight, and we'll get to that card last. But let's kick it off. One thing to let y'all know is the fight between Adam Azim and Gustavo Lemos, which I thought was going to probably be a good one. And if Lemos looked like he did against Hitchens, I think he would have probably roasted Azim. But both of them apparently are injured. That's postponed. So also nobody's going to be able to see Francesca Hennessy and Ali Butrell either.
Damn, that's not going to headline a card on Zuffa.
Yep, and Jesus wept. And then but we're gonna there's a card on DAZN from Denmark. Jacob Bank and William Skull going at it for 10 rounds. We'll see how many steps William Skull can get in for this event. Dina Thorsland, I think she's coming back after having a kid. She's coming back at featherweight against Lila Furtado. She was a bantamweight. That's vaguely interesting based on that. And other than that, who cares? Let's see.
Since most women come back to heavyweight after having a kid, good on her. Good on her for keeping it tight.
Word.
And keeping professional.
Yeah. There's going to be
now look at her. Co can't make fucking weight, and she had a kid. And she's going down weights or moving up. That's just, I still can't get over that Co shit.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What are you going to do, though? Let's see here. I don't think they have listed on there. Yeah, so let's see here. There's going to be a Pro Box card on Friday. I like the 2 fights on top: Brian Flores and Starling Castillo, and Suleiman Sagawa against Rene Palacios. You guys might remember that Sagawa, he really gave Bruce Carrington all he could handle. I thought there's definitely an argument that he won that fight, actually. He's a quality fighter. Looking forward to that.
I actually thought Sagawa won that fight.
Yeah, it was. He's a very capable fighter. They need to be wary with this guy. He can upset the apple cart very easily. Let's see here, and then if this you don't get excited for this one, this actually could be an all right fight, only because Muratalla has been out of the ring for so long. But he's taking on Josh Kelly in Newcastle. Hopefully not going to the cards there. God knows what could happen. But Muratalla, I just. If he isn't just like totally lost it from his time away from the ring, honestly, like Kelly has had a few good wins coming back, but Muratalla should probably beat the snot out of him, don't you think?
Here's the issue. I'm actually going to bet on Kelly to win.
Oh, shit.
I have no idea why. It's just because the layoff. And look at it this way. We like Muratalla, but he's only had one really good win versus a washed, you can say it now, a washed Tim Tszyu or overrated Tim Tszyu, however the hell you want to put it. Tim Tszyu,
or he took Tim Tszyu's soul. Yeah, I don't know.
That Tim Tszyu win is not as good as it was as every day goes by. Kelly is not a world beater. He's a decent fighter who's actually gotten a little bit better. We don't see the 27 left hooks anymore.
Yeah, true.
It's
He has gotten better.
it's in Newcastle, and there's a reason why Muratalla is taking this time off, because they could have got him a bunch of fights in Russia, fighting on them damn cards where like the biker gangs throw on over there. They could have got him things. So there's more of a reason why he's had to stay out this long than they're saying. They could say injuries. There's something else there. I believe it's one of those deals. He should blow out Kelly because he should be just tougher. But I'm going to put money on Kelly because I would not be surprised if Kelly somehow gets that win. If he can stay away from the big shot, and do enough to keep Muratalla off of him, I think he's probably has more ability than Muratalla does as far as just, natural skills wise. But like I said, I haven't seen enough of Muratalla to sit there and just guarantee, he's going to blitz Kelly. He's going to blitz whoever he fights, because the man he doesn't fight at all. Nobody knew who the hell he was when he beat Zoo. He just come out of nowhere, beat I think a mentally fragile Zoo. I don't know what Zoo was that night. Beat the shit out of him. But Zoo, that's happened to Zoo a couple of times now.
He got through that fight with Fedor with that cut. So I don't know if I'd call him mentally weak.
Yeah.
I just would think I'd call him horribly foolish. I mean, he just
maybe
ate
Fedor
those left hook.
I guess we could say this. You said took his soul. I think Fedora did. I think Fedora took a lot out of him, and Muratalla just finished it. And he should never took. We already talked about this before. Why in the hell he took that fight to begin with was horrible management on Zoo's fault. On Zoo's, that was a bad decision.
Back to back.
You don't go to. He should have fought some random guy from the Outback. They would have paid $1 million for it, and that would have been. He should have got his mind right. But for some reason, I'm hoping Kelly gets destroyed. I mean, that's what I hope. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking Kelly has a really good shot to win this fight.
Let me see what the odds are on this one, or if they got him up. I'm kind of made me curious now.
And like I said, I hope I'm dead wrong, but I think there's something there.
No, it's one of those ones where I got a funny vibe about it too. I don't know,
because we just haven't seen Muratalla. You don't. Who the hell knows?
I think I kind of refuse to admit it's a possibility because I don't want to hear the British announcers comparing it to like fucking Barry McGuigan or some shit like that.
This is the best win in British history since blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
After a while, it's like the British people got to realize they've won some big fights. Not every fight is like the biggest thing ever happened in Britain. They won a lot of shit.
Quit looking at yourselves as always the underdogs. Fucking have some confidence. Walk's great.
Yeah, you're not. You're a great boxing country. Not every win is like this world famous, the best thing that's ever happened to the country. You've been winning a lot of shit for a long time. This is not new. So I don't, but you're right though. They will make it out like he beat a prime Roy Jones in Florida.
Oh yeah.
That's how it'll come out if he wins. This is a dream. This is history. Nobody thought it would be. Yeah, you're right. It's going to be a lot of people going off about it. But like I said, I just got a feeling he's got a shot, a really good shot.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Now you got me a little bit more interested in it. That same card, we're going to have the hard punching Turkish gal, Elif Nur Turhan, defending her title against Taylah, that's spelled Taylah, Jensen. Apparently, she was named in the same hospital as Kana Walker. But so we'll get to see that hard punching check out again.
That's the fight we need to see. That should be the main event, to be honest with you. We need to get women's boxing needs to be pushed more. It doesn't get the push it should get, honestly. These assholes that talk about they don't watch it and they don't care about it, they're just losers. They're absolute losers. Women's boxing is taking over the world. You've got
a new wave.
You've got Shields. She looks like she weighs like 280 pounds, fighting the girl that her hair fell out during a match. Her husband was beating the shit out of her in the ring. This is what we need. They need. You remember? You remember they were trying to all these people that were like all woke and correct. They were trying to have her husband arrested.
Really?
For domestic abuse, because remember he kept slapping the shit out of her. Remember during each race, like, wake up, kept slapping the shit out of her, and everybody's like, oh, that's a charge. I'm like, hey,
what's funny?
She don't mind.
What's funny is he's like a featherweight or a junior featherweight.
Oh, she would beat the hell out of that guy. I mean, I'm telling you this right now. She will hold her own versus because she was like she probably about 200 pounds in the ring, and he was like 110. So she would beat the shit out of that guy. But yeah, that was I don't know. Unless they fight naked, I don't think I really care that much about any of it.
There you go. But yeah, Kelly is actually just outside of 5'2". He's plus 260. So yeah, that's a little bit interesting there, I guess.
Is he from Newcastle? He must be from that
He
area.
must be.
He has to be.
Why else would they have it there?
Because I mean, the last guy they had was shit. What's his damn name? He wore the striped trunks. What's that damn dude that won the English? He just retired. He was the last Newcastle guy. What the hell was his name?
If I can remember, see if someone in the chat gets it up.
He had he had like the candy striped trunks. What the hell was his dude's name? I'll think of it in a minute. I can't believe I forgot his name.
Okay.
Whatever.
Whatever.
He was from Newcastle.
Yeah, let's see here. We got we'll go to this card here. Where are we at here? Really, there's only one fight I'm very much interested on this card, and that's the main event. It's kind of like the fight from last night, where it's kind of only one thing get me going on there. But underneath Xander Zayas and Abass Baraou, which is a quality matchup in a title unification, which is getting kind of swept under the rug because of what's happening over in New York at the same time. On the undercard, Yuri Cedeno against Atunde Michael William.
Louis Ritson. I just remembered it.
Louis Ritson. There you go.
There we go.
Giovanni Santillon taking on Courtney Pennington. That's not terrible. Rohan Polanco's out against Christian Gomez. He needs to step it up. He's got all the tools. He needs to test it. But really, what we're looking at is the main event here. Xander Zayas, Abass Baraou. Zayas is pretty fair favorite. I think Baraou is paying about 3-1. But I tell you, I gotta agree with that. Baraou in his last fight, who is it that he upset? I'm trying to remember. Who the fuck was it that he upset, Justin, to end up in this position?
Oh, the German guy, Baraou. Who was it? You're right. God, I can't remember now. It was a big upset. Hell, I have to look that up. I mean, hold on.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, you're right. He completely outworked that guy he beat. I just can't remember who it was. What the hell was that cat's name?
Let's see here. Oh, I think that was his that's why it was messed up. I think that was his amateur record that it pulled up there for some reason.
Yeah, because he was a big
I was looking at him like, that's not right. Yoenis Tejas.
Yeah, that's it. Remember, people write off Baraou because he lost to the golden boy, Jack Kokai.
He did lose, and he lost. It was only a split. He lost a split decision.
Yeah, and they thought, and because he was like the next German, because I think he actually is one of the guys that he has an Ethiopian name, but I think he was born and raised.
He was actually born in Germany. Yep, he was born in Baden-Württemberg, Germany. And now he lives in Berlin.
Exactly, that's a good one. Exactly, that's what we know that place well.
Yeah, but he, going from Sam Eggington, Macaulay McGowan, then upsetting 10-0 Yoenis Tejas, who I was very high on. He's a talented fighter, to going in against Xander Zayas. I don't know how this is going to work out. It's not quite the disparity, obviously, because he had 3 12-rounders in a row as a guy like Andy Cruz going in against Muratalla. But I'm kind of looking at this one more as a styles make fights kind of deal on this, Justin. And what he did that gave Tejas fits is he was just, even though he was not a particularly big puncher, he was just in front of him all night long, throwing shit over the top of him.
He was.
And stuff as Tejas was kind of struggling to keep distance. The difference is, like, Zayas is, if you come at Xander Zayas, he looks like $1 million. I really think he could not only beat Baraou quite cleanly. I think it could be a very dominating performance.
Well, you remember with Tejas' whole thing is that he could actually punch through walls. He had such great power, and come to find out that power was overrated. He did,
or Baraou could just take a hell of a fucking shot.
I think it was a little both. I don't think Tejas, because all Tejas was doing was trying to knock him out the whole fight, and that didn't work because Baraou. That was a simple fight of Tejas was thinking he was better than he was. He thought he could knock this guy out, and they underestimated Baraou. Baraou was way better that night than they thought he would. They didn't think he had that ability. But like you said, Zayas does everything better than Baraou can do. Baraou, if he wants to box, Zayas can beat him in that. If he wants to go head to head, he'll beat him at that. He's not going to surprise Zayas. So yeah, I'm like you. I could see a late stoppage. He won't blast Baraou out. This won't be like it's 2 or 3 rounds, but I could see him getting to him 9, 10. But I think he's going to get probably like a 116, 112, 117 kind of decision. He won't. I don't think he'll stop Baraou, but I think he'll clearly beat him.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll see. I think it's gonna be a matter. I think he's really gonna be chewing him up down the stretch. So we'll see. This fight might be a little bit more interesting than I'm giving it credit for. And like I said, it might be getting a little bit more love from the boxing community had it not be going opposite of the card in New York City. So folks, don't miss out on this one. Obviously see if you can catch it the next day or something, or later on, because obviously I think people are going to be trying to tune into Shakur and Teo live, probably because none of them are paying for it and they're all just streaming it. So, but
that's why it's lucky if you're a Patreon member, because there's a nice little goat herder that helps out with stuff like that.
The secrets must not be revealed.
I didn't say anything. I just said there's a goat herder who may or may not be able to help you.
Goat herders everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into that the other card here, and we'll work our from the bottom up. Not the worst card. I'm kind of oddly interested in some of the undercard fights on this one. Kicking it off with our man, the PED abusing fat fuck Gerald Miller, taking on Kingsley eBay. I don't know. I can't help but laugh at Miller. He's a ton of entertainment. The fact that I think he's going to be kept at arm's length from a title opportunity, either by his own skill or the bodies at large, leaves me just to be entertained by him, being who the fuck he is, which is a 300-pound punching bag with a pretty fucking hilarious mouth at the end of the day.
Well, he's a good card filler, because you can say what you want to say about him. At least his fights are half-ass entertaining. I mean, because he's going to, they're not like the worst shit in the world. So he's not a bad card opener. We don't need to see him, like you said, in a title fight or a main event, but he's not a bad dude to chuck his fat ass down there like the first fight. I mean, I don't mind that.
No.
And Kingsley eBay. But the thing about it is with him, he's going to go round with eBay. That's just how Miller does. I don't see him blasting out eBay early. But
no, he's I'd like to say he's like a freight train, and as he picks up steam, but he's more like a wagon that finds the crest of a hill and works its way down.
like a wheelbarrow. They just kind of shove down the hill. Yeah, that's how it is.
So
the only thing with him is how fat will he be? He's going to how fat will he make it?
Yeah, the over under on Gerald Miller's weight is always fun to play. Let's set it at we'll set it at 315 pounds, over or under.
The fight that I thought would have been interesting is if you'd have put him versus like Chris Bird.
Oh Jesus!
The skinny ass Chris Bird would have beat the shit out of Miller, but it would have just been such a funny watch. See how different the size would have been. But Bird would have beat the shit out of him. He would just kept popping him. It just kept hitting him. But yeah, Miller he's just, I don't know. I don't mind this shit no more. We know what he is. He cheats. He's fat. He steals trucks from people's.
Yeah, that's right.
He steals people's trucks.
That was his truck that was repoed, and he took it back.
Yeah, he did. I've been watching a lot of body cam, and that shit happens every single day. That people like. This is off subject. I had this guy on body cam. He was getting his car repoed. Well, he come flying. The cop showed up because he was fighting with when the cop showed up, the tow truck driver had just left. Well, this dude was hanging on the back of his car. So it was like an action movie, because he crawled his way up until he got to the back window of the tow truck driver. Well, the tow truck driver said that he was scared of him. So the tow truck driver took out like 6 cars trying to knock this guy off.
Well, they're armed sometimes. That guy's lucky he just didn't get popped through the back windshield. Jesus.
Anyway, that's just every time I hear about Miller, I just think about his fat ass still in that truck.
Yeah. Well, he obviously wasn't going to be able to run away, so he had to go. But yeah, so that's I think first fight up on the main card. Maybe that's still a prelim. this fight, I think, is a stupid fucking title fight as far as it goes. Bruce Carrington against Carlos Castro. Carlos Castro, who lost to Figueroa and Fulton back to back, do I recall? Anyhow, this is for the vacant WBC featherweight title.
So he's definitely earned his shot then.
Yeah, so there's some fucking
That's the
stupidity.
sad thing about it, because that has been happening. That used to never happen in boxing. But that has happened a lot in the last couple of years, that guys that should have no reason to be in the ring for a world title getting shots. Yeah, he's going to lose. There's no doubt about that. But the asshole should never even be there. And that has been happening. They're just, instead of going down the rankings, let's just pick a guy that it's bullshit. He should never be in this title fight. If you've lost 2 in a row, how in the hell do you get to come back in and fight for anything and get? That makes no sense. Because what if Carrington or whatever come out and twisted his ankle? Or what if he pulled a Terry Norris and got himself disqualified? You got a world champion. I think you're on mute again.
Yeah, it's a pretty dumb one, but
Yeah.
I think maybe as far as styles go, it might actually be entertaining, but it's just another stupid thing.
Yeah, you should not be in there. If
No.
you've lost 2 in a row, there's no reason you should be in there.
And he might have gotten a win since then. Let's take a look here. Carlos Castro. Nope, his last fight was Stephen Fulton. He did pick up 3 wins in between the Figueroa loss and that. But before he lost to Figueroa, he lost to Neri. It was by a split decision. I think I might have even given him that fight personally. But yeah, it's just not there.
They should go back. They should go back like they did in the 40s and 50s. This should just be a non-title fight.
Yeah,
Let's let him. That's what they used to do all the time. You would have 2 in a row, and then these guys would fight like 3 weekday non-title fights versus random dudes, and that's the way it should be.
That's ridiculous. So, yeah, we got that one, and let's see what else was going on there. We were also, I think this fight is better than folks realize. People are saying there's no really good undercard fights. I like this fight, and I like Amma Williams as a 3-1 underdog in this one against Carlos Adames. Adames's WBC middleweight title is on the line here, and obviously people gained a lot more respect for Adames based on the Shiraz victory, which I think is only going to look better with time. Actually, the draw that should have been a victory.
Yeah.
But as far as it goes, Hamza Shiraz is, he beat Amma Williams, but he fights a different style than Carlos Adames entirely. From the outside, sharp shooting, long straight punches. He has that backhand uppercut he throws in there. Whereas Adames is tuck your chin, get low, and come in throwing shit over the top, work the body, coming towards you. So I think people counting Austin Williams out in this one might be overthinking a little bit, because Williams, he has his deficiencies. But I think as far as styles go, again, as styles make fights, I think this one might favor Williams more than people are giving credit for.
It's a sneaky bet if you got a few dollars to put down, because I'll still say it. Adames, I never thought he was that great. He showed more in Shiraz, and I think that was more of Shiraz didn't have that much. I think it was a little bit of mix.
Doesn't know how to fight guys who fight small. That's going to be the crux of his career.
So I think if Shiraz fought him again, I think Shiraz would win that clearly, in my opinion. I think Adames should have enough for Williams, but there's no way anybody should be surprised if Williams beats him, because I still don't think Adames is that great.
No. I really think this fight's there for Williams. I think your Josh Kelly pick is interesting. I like this pick too. If you put them together, you're probably inching up towards a 10-1 parlay. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're not talking about putting $1,000 down, but I mean, if you got like $10 laying around it, you probably get pretty good money on it for the hell of it.
Yeah, fuck it. So yeah, that one, I think that one could actually surprise a few people. So yeah, looking forward to that one. And then you also have Keyshawn Davis against Jermaine Ortiz. Keyshawn, I obviously
screw Keyshawn.
I really hate that son of a bitch for what he pulled in.
I drove I drove 10-hour round trip to watch his ass fight, and his own fans turned on him, and then he jumped a guy. He go to hell. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, and I hope Ortiz gets the win here. I don't know that he will. I think Davis is probably too much for him, unfortunately. But Davis did leave the team with Bomac and shit like that. A lot of upheaval in it. I don't think he has the right head game to make this happen for him.
That makes a lot of sense. Let's leave the good team where they make you work and put in effort. That just shows that Keyshawn did not want to be a part of that.
Yeah,
He did not want to be a part of it because Terrence Crawford don't half-ass shit with that team. And I don't think, and that just shows that he's mentally not there because you don't leave a team that gets you sharp and makes you work and say, well, I don't want to be a part of that. That makes no sense. I think Keyshawn is one of these guys that he thinks he's better than he is, and he thinks he's achieved more than he has. And he's acting like he's a unified pound for pound best guy, and he hasn't done shit really yet. And that's like I said, people in his own hometown, when they introduced him, because his brother's fault, so he was there the whole time, obviously, because he beat a guy up. But his own fans booed him.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
They were pissed because there was guys beside him.
There
was a woman behind him. He kept calling him a dog-faced bitch. And she was like, sit that dog-faced bitch's ass down. I'm tired of his shit. People were booing him. Everybody was like, we're tired of this damn family. His brothers suck. They were not, because I think Norfolk, put it this way, Norfolk's a rough town. I don't think anybody on here has ever been to Norfolk. It's a rough town. It's tough. These guys and those fans don't have that kind of extra income to throw out for the shit for a guy to pull that shit.
Yeah, he fucked over his hometown, and he didn't care. That's the other thing. He didn't try to make weight. He didn't give any effort. He just didn't give a fuck.
And then they jump a dude in the back, and you remember they tried to say they didn't do it, but there's like 10 witnesses that saw them. Hey, my brother can't beat you, but we're going to just jump you now. That's like middle school shit.
That's ridiculous, dude.
That's what that is. You beat my brother up, but we're going to wait for you, and then we're going to whoop your ass like 3 or 4 of us. That right there alone, his ass should have. If he hadn't been in Norfolk, he would have got arrested.
Oh, easily. It's pretty ridiculous that he wasn't. I mean, that was just a stupid thing. But I think part of it is Nihir Albright is like he just doesn't want to play that game. He'd rather just kick their ass in the ring, which he's already proven he can do.
Yeah, he has no problem with that. He took his brother's best shit and just beat his ass in a way. He embarrassed the family. They were already embarrassed enough. And then his brother, we've already said forever, his brother is not any good. He's just not any good. And then Albright was going to win that fight. I thought he was going to win the whole time.
I didn't know that we all did, but you and I were.
Yeah, I'm like, he was going to beat him the whole time because he's just a lunch pail guy, a worker, and his brother sucks.
Yeah. And that's good. I mean, at the very least, they might have fucked with him afterwards, but at least he was able to expose these chumps for who they really are. That's what I appreciate about Nihir Albright. But anyways, we're going to jump into the main event here, and Mr. Rob Kelly has made it on in perfect timing for this. So we got some Shakur action.
Almost coincidental that Betty wasn't it?
Tell it, yeah. It might be a method to your madness there, my friend. But we got Shakur Stevenson. We got Teofimo Lopez fighting for a 140-pound belt. This is Shakur's 4th weight class of holding a title from 126 on up. Not screwing around either. Teofimo Lopez, I mean, obviously a very capable fighter. But, Rob, I think the question in this one for me, actually, it isn't about Shakur, it's about Teo. And I'm about 75% sure on where I lean on why Teo is the way he is. And the other 25% that is kind of curious. But my lean is that it's just straight up stylistic stuff, and Teo cannot fight guys who use lateral movement, fight off the back foot, and pot shot him. But then you also look at the fact how he performed against Lomachenko. Look at how he performed against Taylor. Neither of which, maybe a little bit Lomachenko could be described, as a back foot fighter. Loma obviously has great movement. But so the question for me is can he not fight guys who fight off the back foot? Or does he rise to the occasion and fall to it as the circumstances may be?
Fights to his level kind of a thing. Yeah, I think he could say that. Like, I mean, he in his early days when he was sensationally knocking out Richard Comey and these guys, you knew that the power was real at 135. back in the day when this fight was made with him and Lomachenko, I was one of the ones on the panel giving him a chance to do something, and he did it. Like, and Loma was a southpaw, but I do think that a big part of the strategy in him winning that fight was Joey Gamachi, which the dad seemed to ditch after that and decided he was going to do things his own way. That's a bit of a comedy act in the corner. The Sandor Martin fight was another good sample to show what it looks like. But I think that mix of both is true. I think he has problems with defensive styles, which most fighters do, and he fights down to the level of the guys that he's fighting against. So with that said, with the upward trajectory he's in against next week with Shakur Stevenson, I do make him a live dog in the fight. He has real power. He has athleticism. He has shown that he's able to really get off on high level southpaws in Lomachenko. He was finding him. I think if he catches Shakur early enough in the fight with something respectable, we'll probably see the best him be able to bring the best out in Shakur, and that's really what I'm hoping for in the fight. I'd edge towards Shakur, just controlling the distance, moving him side to side, hitting him in spots, being flashy when the opportunity presents itself. I see Shakur digging a little bit on the inside as they come head to head and just ultimately outworking and outsmarting Teo. But Teofimo Lopez is definitely in this fight. Definitely in the fight. And he's in the fight against anybody 140 because he is gifted as a fighter. He's just a bit of a headbanger, that way. So we don't know what version of him you're going to get from time to time. The talk out of him in the build up has been outrageous. He's a madman, like, but
He,
he's a
he's
loose cannon, but
he's
then
unique,
that's where you
Rob.
don't know.
He's unique in the fact, like, and I almost can't think of another fighter to compare to him in this, but on any given night, I could see his best performance being enough to beat some of the best pound for pound guys around his weight. Or I could see him on any given night losing to some rando,
He has
ranked
a
20 something.
he has a touch of the Victor Ortiz's about him, doesn't he? He has that,
He
like,
is
you
a
don't
little
know.
bit.
It's a
He
little bit
just
of that, like,
hasn't
yeah.
really been hit that hard yet,
Mm,
right? I
mm,
think
mm.
like Martin is not a puncher, and that check hook of his put him down and gave him all sorts of fucking problems.
That's really where I see the problems coming from in a fight, because I think he copes well against southpaw with straight shots and has that big power in the right hand, and his athletic ability to be able to get in and out with the straight punches. When Shakur starts doing those double hooks to the body and everything and coming up top and popping him through the middle, I think he's going to struggle to cope in the fight. But really entertaining. Can't really definitively pick either way what I think is exactly going to happen. If I had to gun to the head, I'd say what I said. I think once Shakur starts to mix it up a little bit, go through the gears, he might maybe look flashy and embarrass him down the stretch. But Lopez is in it, and it's fucking, this is what we're here for. We like big nights like this. This one's probably overdue. Shakur is probably overdue a big definitive career defining performance opportunity. Here he has it now. He better not fucking stink the joint out, though. I hope that I would hate if Shakur just does enough to win in this and closes it out. Which is his right, obviously, but for me, I don't want to fucking be entertained by that. Like, I want to see a good fight. Like,
That's what I worry about is I could see him winning a 117, 111, 118, 110 type of decision where people are booing and walking out. I could easily see it. He just
yeah, it could be like a
walks him
10-2.
going away.
Yeah, could happen. But I think Lopez has enough about him to bring something good out of Shakur. I really do.
Yeah, and at this point in time, the fights where I feel like Shakur is potentially looking at the most potential jeopardy is he's been able to pull it together like that Zepeda fight. Zepeda brings a lot to the ring that can trouble a guy with that kind of style. Just he was smaller than him. You could potentially trap him and work him over and stuff. And Shakur held his ground and just chewed him the fuck up at times. It was very impressive. And I think like honestly, if he's able to get Zepeda and Teo back to back in both being very strong performances, not questionable performances, we're gonna have to start talking about this guy in terms since Crawford is retired, if he might be worthy in that 1A, 2A, 3A conversation with Inoue and Usyk.
with the activity of these two guys, they've basically fought maybe twice a year, once a year for the past 5 years. You'd really hope that you get to see them back out. So hopefully it's a good fight. Maybe they have a rematch and give the two of them a reason to stay active. They seem to both of them seem to have stalled their careers so much. I mean, Teofimo Lopez is waiting on paydays where he's waiting out fighting Jermaine Ortiz and fucking Steve Claggett and these characters. Like it's not, it's 6 years since he beat Lomachenko. So his career's kind of stagnated a little bit. I think it's fallen off where he could have been a lot bigger. And Shakur, we've all been kind of waiting, even though he's won world titles at different weights, we've been waiting for it to kick into gear, like, and really get into the big fights that cross over. So hopefully this is the start of that.
You muted yourself again.
It's Justin. Thank you, Justin. So are you thinking that the Teo could surprise us and this could be very competitive, or do you think that Teo paying 5-2 roughly as an underdog is about in step with how you see it?
It's about in step. I think Shakur it's just a better boxer. I think Teo's probably the better athlete. He probably has different shots that he could do that Shakur can't, but I think it's going to be like 116, 112 Shakur. I hope, I want Teo to win. That's who I want to win. I just think Shakur is he's so good defensively. There's little things he's so good at. I just think he'll do enough. I think Teo have like any fight like this, he's going to have moments. I don't think it's going to be a whitewash where Shakur just completely outboxes him and shuts him down. I just think Stevenson probably like 116, 112. That's where I'm leaning. I see there's probably 10 different scenarios where Lopez could beat him. I don't think he's going to knock him out, which would be freaking incredible if he knocked out Shakur Stevenson. That's what boxing would need. That'd be awesome. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Shakur's just going to kind of shut him down a little bit, and it's going to be like a 116, 112. I hope I'm wrong, but I think that's what's going to happen.
God, and I would hate to see Teo win this fight. Like, I just think he's such a fucking dickhead.
I don't like Shakur, so that's why I always look at it. I don't like Shakur at all. I never have. Ever since he was a little bitch in the parking deck that day when he hit that girl, I just think he's a piece of crap. And I
forgot that. I forgot about
Lopez ain't like he's any better, but I'm just saying at least he hasn't beaten any women as we know of. He ain't went down the Gervonta route yet.
Well, and he sure has a lot of complaints about his ex, so he obviously wanted to.
That's all I'm waiting on is whoever wins this will fight Gervonta next. They got to find him. He's on the run. Has he been caught yet?
No, apparently there's U.S. Marshals.
Hey, you know what?
That are part of the fucking operation now.
They can make that fight in Saudi Arabia. He could get. They're not going to go look for him over. They're not going to go get him. So they can still make that fight happen. If they could get him. If they can smuggle him over to Saudi Arabia, we'll still see he can still fight the winner. I
just see this being like the most ghetto ass fucking version of The Fugitive that you could ever imagine. He's like running away from U.S. Marshals, trying to get away, and he turns to him and said, "I did not smack that bitch."
Like Rob knows, how he grew up. They're not going to turn him in. They're not going to snitch him because he has enough money to keep people's mouths shut, and that's just the culture. But they're going to get him. I mean, the U.S. Marshals, he's going to pop his head out somewhere. And I can't believe they took this long. I mean, we have found serial killers quicker than this. I don't know how long it's going to take before they get him, but they're going to get him. And he's looking at some serious shit, though.
Dude, this guy, he's such a dumb motherfucker. My fucking God.
Is anybody listening to this surprised?
He was always underrated on the outside, though. He never got enough credit for being good on the outside.
So I said, nobody's surprised this happened, though. We're not surprised. He's been beating women and acting like this since he sold the furniture. We all know what he is. It's just I just glad he didn't kill anybody. He's always thought that he was this big bad gang member and he can't get away from it. That's more important to him.
Honestly,
than boxing.
I think Ellerby had a bit of a reign on him, I think. Because he'd been over the course with Floyd before. And obviously him and Floyd couldn't get on, and there was rumors that he had something with Floyd's daughter. Floyd gets jealous of his own fighters, doesn't he? Like, so there was Floyd putting on exhibitions on the weekends that Tank was due to break out as a pay-per-view star. Floyd wants to have a fight, so that kind of shit's going to create tension. But while he was under Ellerby, I think he had a bit more of a reign on him because these kind of cases would pop up and then quickly disappear, or there'd be a settlement or something. But I do think as well he deals with the with a certain, he definitely
Rough
he has a
crowd.
certain type. He has a certain type. Put it that way. Like, it's like
Well,
he has.
people don't realize what people don't realize much about Floyd too is you have to work if you in the Floyd camp. He doesn't allow bullshit to happen because he didn't do that shit.
Yeah,
And
like,
and Davis didn't want to do that. He did not want to live like structured like that.
it's a very complicated situation because what now? I'm only going off what they hear on the internet. I don't fucking know what's going on in Gervonta Davis's life. I don't have any insights into it. I don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. But I know one of the previous assault cases. Basically the girl made it all up. Like, I think she had put his toothbrush down the toilet and stuff as well. It was over an infidelity, and it was she knew because he had previous that if she filed a domestic against him that he was going to go to jail. Like, and then when just as he was about to go to jail, I think she. Now, whether she retracted her story under duress or whether it was she
Yeah, or
manufactured it in the first
settlement,
place,
or yeah.
it was I don't know, but it was his living girlfriend at the time. They were sharing a house together. She posted a whole lot of pictures on his Instagram, didn't she? Call him philanderer or cheater or something in the mirror, some kind of fucking some kind of some kind of shit she said. And did she write it in shit? I'm not sure if she put his toothbrush in the shit and then wrote it. I don't know. So it was weird. It was bad shit was going on anyway. It seemed like not a very stable relationship. And I don't know if that's the same lady who was filed this case, but then again, he could have just as easily done it. We saw him yank up the girl by the back of her head and drag her out of a basketball arena. Nobody seemed to care because he was knocking people out still and doing pay-per-view numbers. So
over here, Matt knows, over here for the U.S. Marshals to get involved and put you on a fugitive list, you did some shit.
Yeah,
They're not going to do that just
like
for the
he
hell
goes
of
on the
it.
run like the A-team and he just goes like solving crime, as a way to pay back to society. He goes and solves mysteries underground. When the marshals hunt him down from state to state.
Lucky for Gervonta, in fact, the current U.S. government is run by the most incompetent sons of fucking bitches.
You got to imagine how fat is Gervonta now.
Well, he's slender enough. He's slender enough to run away.
But I'm thinking though, he always blows up in between fights. He hasn't had a fight in a while. He's got to be pushing 200 pounds, maybe more.
That'd be funny. I think him and Broner should have a fucking exhibition at heavyweight.
Oh my God, they could be having one in the big house pretty soon because Broner's not too far away. I don't think either is he. It's just about to stay to him lately going around like.
Hey, Turkey would put it on. I mean, you remember that one guy, was it Scott, fought in prison? So it's not like it couldn't happen.
Yeah, didn't they kill Aaron?
Yeah, they did. He fought a lot of really good fights. That was a big thing. He fought world level guys went into the prison. Dwight Cowie, all these guys, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, all went and fought him in prison. So it wouldn't be. So
Broner and Tank could have a fight in prison for a pardon from Trump for the winner.
Trump, actually, how crazy he is, would probably get involved in that. That's just, I would not be surprised if he was there. If he showed up. If he showed up to do that, it is.
We all know that Gervonta Davis is from Baltimore. Yeah. I've always been a fan of the people from Baltimore, especially Ray Lewis.
Broner is a great guy, very smart guy.
Broner, he is into Versace style, which is right up my alley.
Hey, Ray Lewis,
Don King is promoting us. He's last of the Don King promotions with AB. Like,
hey, Ray Lewis proved money can get you out of a lot of things.
Dear God, what a fucking boxing and the world itself. What a fucking shit show it is. But Gervonta Davis, this all I can tell you is his womanizing and then subsequent abuse of women kind of leads me to believe that Gervonta Davis is a closet homosexual who's having trouble coming to terms with this. But we'll find out. He gets to go to prison.
He's going to get a chance to come to terms with it really soon.
Yeah, and he's little. There's some big dudes in prison. He's not gonna be able to fight everybody off.
Yeah, but he could try. He could try. It all depends. Maybe he just pretends to resist though too. Don't know what's going through his head. But basically, I'm saying you're a bitch, Gervonta. Anyhow.
I love Tank when he was coming up. Like, I really thought he was going to be the one that was going to be left standing when they all fought.
What a fucking puncher he is!
Actually, Davis should have been the one.
He should have been.
Should have been the one.
He could punch with both hands. He was deadly freaking accurate. He was one of the few fighters who could slow fights down to a snail's pace, but the tension of knowing they have that punch kept it exciting somehow. I mean, basically pound for pound punchers, it was Deontay and then Davis, in my opinion.
But he had the backing of the fact that he was really fucking good skilled. I mean, he was really well skilled too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You don't get those guys that can do it all, and then he just end up being a piece of shit because he couldn't help himself. And he had that little short guy mentality. You know, those guys have that weird thing. The really, really short dudes have that weird mentality anyway. Maybe that's just me, but that's the way it usually is. And you're muted again. So.
Oh, yeah. I was said, no, you're not a short dude, Justin. If you were short, you'd kind of look like the fucking badass dwarf on Lord of the Rings. What the fuck is that guy's name?
God, that sucked. Hey, no offense to any short guys, but that would suck to be short. I almost said I'll just put it right now. I'm over 6 foot, and my brother's 6'4", almost 6'5", so we ain't got to worry about that. But that would one of my best buddies is 5'5", and man, we give him a lot of fucking hell.
I'm 5'10" and I have flat feet. If I had arches, I'd be close to 6 foot. I got fucking Jude. But anyways,
that is we do not back that kind of comments on this network.
Yeah. I don't know what else there is in boxing to talk about this week here. It's been pretty good schedule for this week coming ahead. And I'll tell you what, we're obviously not going to preview it today because, we have enough stuff going on and we'll be able to talk about it just hours before. Someone will probably pull out, some terrible fucking thing will happen. But what do we got here? The second Zuffa card is looking a lot better than this one. They only have on ESPN, they only have the Valenzuela fight listed. But going over to the boxing scene schedule, you see that it's a little bit more stacked there. I think that these two fights actually are better than Valenzuela against Diogo Torres. Bahuchik against Butaev Butaev's been out of the ring for a while. Bahuchik coming off of a loss. I think that has the potential for freaking sparks to fly in that one 100%. But also Alexander Vosdik is going to be going in against Hot Rod Kalajdzic. And I just get this odd feeling that Vosdik being in some wars and stuff, the time out of the ring, et cetera, I think this might be a chance for Hot Rod to finally get a signature victory. That's my thought on that one. But we'll get into that more on our next show because, it will be going on later on that evening. It says it starts at 6 p.m. Eastern, so not too far off of when we start and everything, right when we wrap up, basically, a lot of the times. So we got that going for us. And it'll be nice. The next week, not absolutely terrible either. But Nick Ball and Figueroa was going to be going, so we got stuff to talk about. And maybe the U.S. Marshals will pick up Gervonta Davis, and we'll have a mugshot that we can laugh at. Fingers crossed for that and anything else. We enjoyed Rob for the 20 minutes he was able to join us. I appreciate Justin being on.
I was going to get warmed up. It's all over. There you go.
Don't worry. When we get off of here, there's plenty to talk about.
You can still talk about. You can still jump in on your Zuffa card if you feel like it.
Oh no, spare the listeners. Fuck me.
Yeah, he doesn't want to talk about Callum Walsh. He's ashamed of Ireland. But anyways, I'd like to thank everybody for hopping in here, everybody being active in the chat. You give us that like if you can on YouTube. We would very much appreciate that. And for the very few in our American audience, let me say before I sign off here that you have a choice. You can live on your knees or you can fight on your feet. It's up to each of us to make that choice. So be well.